Hi Aquarius, here is an in a nutshell version of your astrological overview for the whole of 2013. There'll be a little bit more detail on my website about things like Mercury retrograde periods, but to begin, Mercury is in Pisces for quite a long time actually, at the beginning of the year, February the 6th to April the 14th, it's in Pisces, the sign after yours. And this will focus your mental attention more on things to do with finances, probably basic stuff, so shelter, money, food, basic resources, basic stuff, equipment. You know, we can get a bit more complicated, luxuries, wanting to get your hands on certain things, wanting to ditch or change other things, about a space, about whatever it is on that kind of material, spatial level in your life. Your mind is likely to be on it, more paperwork related to it, maybe in some cases, more correspondence, more ideas being batted around about that sort of thing. And during the retrograde phase, which is about 3 weeks, things will slow down. You'll feel as though your wheels are spinning in mud sometimes. There might be crossed wires or misunderstandings as well, and you have to be a little bit more patient, but definitely you get the time to think things through a bit better as well. There's going to be 2 solar eclipses in 2 of the other fixed signs. You're a fixed air sign. The first solar eclipse is in a fixed earth sign, that's the fixed earth sign, that's Taurus. And that will be related to property, your place on the map, very much the same type of area, although it's not the same as where Mercury is going to be, but it's at a different time of the year. But it puts the focus very much of new beginnings in the area, to do with property, a space inside, outside, a new beginning through that area there or because of that area there, and to do with family or maybe extended family, tribe, community, neighborhood. And the effect of that eclipse will pulse on over 6 months from the date of the eclipse, so it's always a good idea to set your foot on the path of the good intention at the time of the eclipse, in however minor way it is, so that can start to snowball over the next 6 months, all on its little onio. And then the second solar eclipse is in the fixed water sign Scorpio, and that is happening on November the 3rd, and that will signal new beginnings related to your career, related to your general direction. Where do I go from here? What am I doing, about this goal, that ambition, this target? And it will allow for improvements. It will allow for a new chapter, maybe even to begin in your life, other aspects and transits considered. Now, Venus and Mars are both in very long transits, but neither of them are starting these transits until very late on in the year, so hardly worth mentioning here, but I'll come back to them. Venus is coming into Capricorn, the sign before yours, in a very background area, in November the 5th, and doesn't leave until March the 6th, 2014. And it will mean that either certain relationships are sort of very background and having to be kept secret, or your feelings about somebody, or somebody's feelings about you indeed, are not really declared, or you haven't declared them. Or another way it can work is that you getting on really, really well with people in the background, behind the scenes, all sort of working from maybe a common cause or a common good there, or not working, maybe it's some kind of little cloistered kind of clique or group behind the scenes, whatever it is. But again, Venus tends to keep the flow and keep the balance going there. So that sounds quite nice actually, and it's very supportive on an emotional level. And then Mars goes into Libra on December the 8th, a very long time away, but it happens to be in a very, very supportive angle to your sun sign, and will stay in Libra until July 2014, July the 25th it comes out. So at that extraordinarily long transit, you can spread your wings into new interests and areas, and get very much learn an awful lot, but get very enthusiastic about launching into new things there. And travel might be part of the picture, or connections with distant lands, or it may be to do with an academic area as well, higher education, putting the word out, or you being, you being the one who puts the word out, or indeed being on the receiving end. Jupiter entered Gemini in 2012 on June the 11th, and comes out in 2013 on June the 25th, and then goes into Cancer until July 2014. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is in a very good angle to your Sun, and is positively influencing things for you to do, giving you the confidence to be more creative, taking a bit of a risk maybe in that creativity, or in that expression of yourself, in following pursuits and activities that give you the feel-good factor, whatever they happen to be, and definitely broadening your horizons in that area. You being maybe the risk here with Jupiter here is being a bit self-indulgent, burning the candle at both ends. Watch out for that one. Whether you want to or not, just be aware of it. And this Jupiter energy can work in various ways, but it can bring romance into your life. It can bring appreciation into your life from others, whether it's romantic appreciation or just that they're really liking your style in some area or other. And that also gives you a nice little ego stroke, of course. But even more than that, if you use this Jupiter transit well, you can work very much from your core energy and get a real feeling of fulfillment. This Jupiter position bodes well for anything to do with promotions and speculation, investments, and also connections with children, young people, animals. This is also supported very well by this Jupiter transit. And if you're sporty or competitive, or you're going in for sports, you don't have to be sporty, but you just do it to sort of balance out your life, which is more sort of head orientated. Or if you are a creative, arty Aquarian, this is a very, very good transit for you. And Aquarians born up until the 6th of February or up to 17 degrees Aquarius rising can feel this vibrate. Actually, it's not just going to be you Aquarians, because when Jupiter moves, it's moving across to 20 degrees of Cancer during the year. So actually what I should be saying is that all Aquarians are going to feel the influence, the beneficial influence, hopefully, without overextending yourself, because that's the danger with Jupiter, and having too high expectations too quickly, and then the bubble bursts. But if you don't go there and you don't do that, then this is a very good one from Jupiter, and will help all Aquarians across the board if they harness the energy properly. When Jupiter does change signs in June, Jupiter goes into your area of work and health. So that's to say, day-to-day chores and routines and schedules will be underpinned once again by the Jupiter vibe, helping with the job setup, helping with who you're working with, how you're doing the work, why you're doing it, and where you're doing it, or whatever it happens to be that Jupiter can help with. And also you get the chance to, another way this works is that you get a chance to train in new things related to work methodologies and techniques, and using bits of kit with Jupiter here. And it will give you better access, more access to a venue or those bits of kit than you had without Jupiter there over that time. And also employers, colleagues, service providers, if it's to do with health matters as well, you tend to get on better with those sorts of people. Doors tend to open for you with Jupiter in here, and Jupiter's beneficial vibration will help you help you to learn through doing, really, in this area, so you can come out of the other end with more strings to your bow. And you all Aquarians are going to be benefiting from this. Travel may be coming in more. Connections with foreigners or foreign cultures, or people who just think differently to you, could be coming more into the workplace. Or if it's not the workplace, it can be to do with health matters or alternative health matters or whatever it is, whether it's prevention or whether it's because of an ongoing health problem, or it can be just a balance between the two, because Jupiter is going to be there for about 12 months. Now Saturn entered Scorpio at the top of your chart on the 6th of October 2012 and will be there until 2015. Saturn is the great tester and teacher of the zodiac in the fixed water sign Scorpio, and it means that you've got to take things a little bit more seriously in that career area. You've got to put a little bit more sweat into it, a more persistent, tenacious but patient energy, not shooting too high with Jupiter there too fast. However, if you can take the long view and you can wake up every morning with a renewed sense of direction, even though you get some spanners in the works from Saturn wherever she goes, she does this, and this is how we learn so much through a transit of Saturn. If you are old enough, look back nearly 29 years, or 30 years, to see what might have been happening all those years ago in your life and what happened next. That can be quite an eye-opener. It gives you more of an idea of what might be going to come up for you, but you're likely to be able to handle it better now that you're older and wiser. But you can prepare a little bit better maybe, but definitely a time of perseverance in that area related to profession, standing in the world, and also reaching your own goals and targets, whatever they happen to be, whether they're professional ones or not. And you Aquarians born the 23rd of January to the 9th of February, or with between 3 to 21 degrees of Aquarius rising, going to feel this vibration the most. Uranus, your ruling planet, will be moving from Pisces in March, where, or rather it did move from Pisces in March, where it has brought uncertainty and destabilization into your emotions, maybe into your sort of joint financial area, joint property, basic material security, and not so much joint actually, but basic material security. And it's come out of there, and it is gone into an area to do with education. It will bestow wonderful opportunities, unusual encounters during every day, really, sometimes, depending on where the degrees are, where your mind is open to new realities that you didn't really know existed, and the way people are, maybe different cultures, languages, maybe a different area of intellectual interest, or maybe a different area of actually visceral interest, where you're plunged into situations that you're not at all familiar with, and you've got to sort of think on your feet, and can be quite a revelation at times. Also, you can be on the bit on your edge of your seat at times, because you're not familiar with this dimension, this domain, this strange other world that you are very much a little bit watching your back. But definitely it can bring inspiration in other ways. It can have you suddenly getting insight into knotty problems, or suddenly something very unusual can happen to you, something unconventional can happen to you, and you're sort of sitting down and sharing a beer with an ET or something like that. I mean, anything innovative, anything unusual is likely to happen with Uranus there, and just opens your mind. That's Uranus's job in that area of your solar chart. And you Aquarians born 22nd of January to the 2nd of February, with between 3 to 13 degrees of Aquarius rising, are likely to feel the energy the most over the year. Neptune was making its influence felt in your sign for many a long year, and maybe bringing some confusion sometimes about your true identity and what you're supposed to be doing, or maybe you were being too idealistic about certain people or certain things in your life. But anyway, it's like, if any wool was pulled over your eyes, or if anything was put on a pedestal, all that is clearing away now, because Neptune has moved out of there in early 2012, and now its new position transition means that slowly your values will be changing, and that you will have to be a little bit more humble, or maybe more understanding the common good of all in the area of finances, property, etc. And you sometimes there can be blurred boundaries there, so just watch your step and be very clear about contracts, and before you make any kind of decision about anything to do with finances or property, get a second opinion from somebody you really trust, who isn't having a Neptune transit in that area there, and you'll be fine. Pluto is in Capricorn, the sign before yours, slowly regenerating you deeply, subtly, truly from within, from deep levels, and scenarios from the past slowly transforming and evolving from those, letting go of an old way of being, an old paradigm, growing out of things, and you are very much a new being in progress, and the universe is causing a deep gear shift within you, and the old order is crumbling, or the old standpoint, the old sort of values maybe, or maybe the old way of thinking about things in certain areas, and of course not all, will be slowly dissolving away. And you Aquarians born the 27th of January to the 1st of February, or between 7 to 12 degrees rising, will feel this vibration most over 2013. Yes, I am speaking very quickly. I don't want this to go on for too long, and that's it. I wish you very well over the festive season. I hope you have lots of relaxing fun with friends and family, and enjoy yourself, and I will see you the next time.